So starting like 5 years ago through a kind of bad back, and then that sort of destroyed my gait, and surgery on my knees, um, and then plantar fasciitis in my feet just left me feeling very sort of a pain body, and of course that affected how I could move. And somebody who's used to moving, it was like a really, really big shock. And so, over that 5 year period, all of these things happened. And so when I looked at my body, I don't recognize myself. So there's that kind of aspect to it. And then there's kind of 50 years of teaching and creating schools and serving humanity in a way, helping people. And I just found myself just exhausted, and intuitively knowing that I need to shift. I'm shifting into a different phase, kind of pulling back a little bit, not being so much in the kind of forefront of things. But as I was doing that, as I'm feeling that, I was also feeling this extreme exhaustion, and so I intuitively understood that I needed to go somewhere where I was going to be, when I was going to be looked after, where I was going to have some input, where I was going to have some treatments that kind of would help me, come back to balance. And because I love moving the body, the idea of doing yoga was very appealing. I always wanted to do yoga, but I hadn't. And I knew that I wanted 3 weeks. 10 days wasn't enough. And so because the Plantation UK is near where I live, but that was too close for me to really get away from everything energetically. So when I heard that there was a Sri Lankan one, I thought, okay, that's it. And I've never done Ayurvedic stuff before. As I said, I haven't done yoga before. I have done lots of retreats and spiritual work, but so that's not strange to me. But I chose here also because my feeling was that I could feel a certain kind of dedication about this whole thing, which really appealed to me. And when I thought I should have a look around other options, but they were all much more sort of light in a way. They didn't have gravitas. They didn't have depth. I didn't feel. Maybe they do, but I didn't feel like it was more like a holiday with a bit of Ayurveda put in, or a bit of yoga, or kind of add on. And that wasn't what I wanted. What I wanted was a really kind of integrated approach. I knew that I needed something integrated, which this place is, totally integrated. And so there's what I thought it was going to be, and then there's what it is. And what I thought it was going to be was a real kind of internal deep transformatory spiritual renewal journey that was going to kind of show me my new path, which of course is all more of the same stuff, really, but the beauty of this place and its rhythm. So the rhythm of the yoga in the first thing in the morning, and then the treatments and the medicine, and then the yoga again, and then the meditation and the kind of medication, the Ayurvedic medicine you get as well. That provided a kind of framework which, thankfully, stopped me doing what I would normally do, which is be intense with whatever it is, do it properly. And there was just so much kind of going on. That whole process, the whole thing, that whole sort of flow was just working on so many different layers of me at the time, that there wasn't space for me to do my kind of intense, introspective, normal Richard Farmer thing, which was great because I would say that rather than this sort of big, dramatic, deep and meaningful experience, what actually emerged was something far more natural, and it was like the gift of this place has been to give me back to myself, I would say, and that's a place that it's a part of me that I haven't seen for a long time, and I mean, I don't regret what I've done, the way that I've done it, because it's been really helpful to me and helpful to many, many other people. But in terms of the personal Richard Farmer, there's been a cost to it, or at least the way that I've done it, there's been a kind of cost. And this place has, absolutely, brought him back. And so, there's a kind of lightness of being, I would say, and a naturalness. It's like, it's not a kind of position. It's not a kind of forced thing. It's not ought to, should do, have. It's just a natural place of flow of who I am in my kind of innate nature, and it's just totally delightful. I mean, it's great, and I kind of had an inkling that might be what was on offer, but what I wasn't really, I don't think what I was really prepared for was just the kind of sweetness of it, I have to say. So I'll be forever grateful. So yeah, I would say the magic of this place is its sort of integration, and so kind of headed by the doctors who, like I said before, are magic in themselves, but they're very, they're very careful and very intuitive and also highly skilled and really knowledgeable. I was really impressed when I heard what their training was. And they also respond to anything that happens to happen to me throughout my stay. There's always been just shift the medication. So there's that kind of element to it. But that sort of combination of the treatments and having the massages every day, so like an hour and a half a massage every day, along with whatever the treatment is. And I was doing panchakarma, which I had some reservations about initially, but actually it's been very soft and very lovely. I mean, strong and powerful, but not what my fear thought it might be. And the therapists also have been very interactive with me, so showing me where the tension is and doing specific massages to kind of release that out. But it's also the magic of the place. And that wonderful woman Lakshmi sweeping the drive all day. I mean, everywhere. That's what she does. She's like the saint of sweeping. I mean, I feel like I get a blessing from Lakshmi every time I walk past her. But they're all, all of the staff. I mean, the whole thing. I talked about it being integrated, and I mean that. And you also feel that it's integrated into the land around here. Very much dedicated, but also the people and the village. And then, there's the charity work that I've just been getting more aware of, and then that sort of extra spiritual dimension with the connection to the monk and the tradition of meditation. So it's an entire. Its power is in its integration and its authenticity and integrity. And heart, and above all, some beautiful smiles and really sort of compassionate, caring people throughout. I mean, even the people who are cleaning your room, they're lovely men, and very gentle and soft, and they do a great job, and gladly, and the food. The food. Oh my God, the food. My body has never tasted anything like it. And it just feels so great. Eat it. I thought it wouldn't be enough, but it's so good. It's so balanced. It's so nutritious. that you know, 2/3 of the way through, I know I'm not going to ask for more. I mean, occasionally I do, but you know, it's just amazing. I mean, the food is medicine, and so, you know, on all levels, in any way I care to look, I've just been like deeply, you know, impressed by this place and its approach and its dedication, and that's the power of it. And I'm delighted that there's one in the UK, and I shall definitely be following up on it. Yeah. And of course, the yoga teachers are fantastic. They're really, no, seriously, they're really. I mean, not having done yoga at all before, ever, my being has come back, but my body has responded, and pain is definitely reducing, and my, you know, joints are better, and I can walk better and longer, and so happy man.